Alright, so last up on our re-review of the Fans Project Insecticons is Barrage and Bombshell. So here they are in their bug modes. And this is hands down my favorite of the sets. Sorry to give that away right from the beginning. If you have an opportunity to get him, get him. He's not very G1 accurate because of the whole ninja aspect of him, but I think it actually works for his benefit as opposed to the other two, which are kind of hindered by it. And then Barrage, who's awesome, and I do apologize. You can see that where the green's slightly different right here. This is where I had to put some putty down to re-bolt the foot in because it actually broke off. There's a little ball joint in here that goes from here and it goes into the foot that actually holds the foot on, and I broke the whole ball joint port off, so I had to re-screw the ball joint because, you know, just super gluing ball joints, just it doesn't work. So I had to re-screw a new screw through there, and then try and paste over it with some putty and try and to hide it a little bit. And it just, I mean, I think it's okay. It's not perfect, but it's unfortunate that it broke. I kind of want to buy a new one. If I could find just him, I might, because I really love this figure. So yeah, here they are in their bug modes. Posability, as you can see, the gun ports into the bottom, but it doesn't hold very well, so we'll just set it off to the side. Posability, the back legs are on ball joints, and then there is a hinge on the claw here. Same thing here. They're essentially the same leg, just molded for different positions. These ones, again, are ball joints, and then moves at the claws. Although this ball joint's kind of cut weird, so you'd think it'd be able to pull out a little bit further this way, but instead it pulls out this way. It's a little weird, but you know, whatever. And then this antenna is on let's see, 1, 2, 3 different pegs or hinges, so it moves all over the place. It's actually really good little posability on that. And he's got the same, although the front claws, because they're not the same design as these, they only have the ball joint on the top, because this is actually one big claw weapon that detaches. Now I wish these claws would hold in a little bit better, but they do hold in fairly well. And then this rotates, you know, the same way. Got the same bends and stuff as that one, and this whole weapon detaches as well, same as his. His can rotate due to the way it detaches, but it just unplugs. So there you go. And let's get these guys into robot mode. So what you want to do here is you take this, pull these arms out first, and then you can just pull them out to the side, like so, and like so. And then what you want to do is you, kind of like you did with kickback, you pull this piece out, rotate it around, and then you put it back to where it was. Do the same thing over here. Rotate around and back to how it was. Well, I guess not nearly how it was because you're rotating the whole thing around, but you get what I mean. And then for the legs, what you want to do is unplug them, and then you open up the feet a little bit. And this is where I made the horrible mistake of just grabbing the foot and pulling down. Do not do that. What you want to do is actually like try and get in there and push this bit right in here the best you can until you loosen it up a little bit, and then you can pull the whole assembly down. And once you get it all the way extended, you'll that's it. You know, that's all you got to do. Rotate it like so, and then you take this piece, rotate it around, and there's a little nub right here below this peg that this will just kind of set in. It doesn't actually plug in. It just kind of sets. Same thing with this one. Although this little hole here is a little bit deeper, so it almost clicks in. But I mean, it's a really, really loose fit. Fold the foot forward and fold the heel spur back. And here is where you can really see where the damage happened. So I had to redo the whole thing. It's holding very well, so I'm very proud of my work. I just need to make it look a little bit better. So again, open this up, and you want to just kind of push this down. And then once you get a little bit, you can pull it the rest of the way. This thing's being very, very stiff with me. I'm very concerned that I'm going to break him too, or break this leg too. Come on. Just... If you have something you can push in there, you know, that'd be even better. Like, I've got this screwdriver that I always have sitting around. And then you fold the feet forward, fold these back down like they were. And then for the waist pieces here, you want to take this piece and it just folds down. It's on like there's 2 hinges in there. So you just kind of fold down the best you can. This piece will fold down. And you just kind of get it so that it looks normal. And then you can, the waist actually can pull up. So, you know, just kind of push it down. And then just kind of just position these however you want. So that it looks more like a regular waist piece. However you want. There's no real clicks where these things will lock into place or anything like that. It's very stiff. So anyway, and then you can take this piece here and you pull this down, and this kind of goes back here, and then you can fold this up, and it locks into place, not very well, but due to how tight the joint is, it holds very well into place. And then you can just take this and fold it up like so. And there you have Barrage in robot mode. And he's really awesome. I had him as a kid, and he's almost identical to what he's very close to what he used to look like on his G1 counterpart. And I love it. I absolutely love this figure. He's my second favorite of the set, and he's got the second best head sculpt of the set, I think. I think that just looks awesome with the antenna, the mask, the red eyes just really stand out on the yellow face. He's just really, really cool looking. I really dig him. And then we get into Shrapnel here, or Bombshell. Sorry. I like to take these off because they will fall off during transformation. There's no question. It's gonna happen. So again, you take these arms out here and you fold them out to the side. Rotate this around like so. And do the same thing over here, like so. Just try and put these on his back like that. Then you want to open up the feet, split the legs, and just give those a good push. His are a lot smoother than Barrage's are, but they still feel very tight, so no worries on that. Might be because Barrage's second use of the mold. me just rotate those legs down. These fold down however you want. Collapse the waist. Pull the head back. Clips in there. And here we have my favorite of the head sculpts. I love this thing. It just screams menace. It's almost like the Fallen's head sculpt. It's really, really awesome. Because Shrapnel had a mask in the show, it looks like an updated version of that same head sculpt. So it works so well with him. So much better than the other two actual Insecticons. So send him off to the side. We're going to talk about posability for a second. Head is on a ball joint, but due to the design, it's kind of hard to get it to move. It does go left and right, a little up and down, but just the way it's designed, it is a little bit more difficult. Not as bad on Bombshell as it is Barrage. Shoulders are on ball joints. There's also a swivel inside the ball joint, so it moves very well for the shoulder. There's a bicep swivel, double bend elbows because there's an elbow bend here and it moves into a ball joint. Ball joints, got a ball joint movement. Nothing at the hand. Waist rotates. It actually does pull out, and you can have a little bit of a ab crunch too if you wanted. Hips are on ball joints, so good range of motion there. Bends at the swivels at the swivels at the hip. Bends at the knee. Not the best bend, but it's good enough. The front toes are on ball joints, as I've explained and warned about. Toes on a pivot, and the heel spurs on a pivot. So, does get a great range of motion. Size comparison. Here he's next to the Seeker mold, and these guys are almost as tall as Starscream. They're about half a head shorter, so they're definitely more in the deluxe scale. They're the bigger of the teams. Weapons. He comes with this gun here, which you can take, fold down the handle, pull out this little shoulder brace, if you will, and you can take this piece here off and plug it in here and give him something more like Shrapnel's G1 gun. And you can pose it like that or like that, however you wish. For this guy, because he's not Shrapnel, I like to actually collapse this in and just leave it like that, and it's more like a little pistol, and give him that, and that'll be his weapon. And then I use the full extended version for Shrapnel. So I think that's pretty cool. I love the little pistol. Now let's talk about weapons for Shrapnel. He also comes with a chain, which is so that you can actually plug these into the chain, and you can plug these into his hand like so, and you can have him holding the chain over here, so it looks like he's about ready to throw this at somebody, and then whip it back real quick, which is a real weapon. Scary ass weapon, if you ask me. I'd hate to have to fight somebody that has something like that. It would just be terrifying. So that you could do that, or you could just do the dual wielding the scythes or sickles, however you want to call it, whatever they're called. I think they're technically a scythe. I'm sure somebody will correct me, and I'm okay with that. So you can do that. Take this out. This fork up here can actually pull out, and then it turns into like size. Again, he can hold these as well. Or you can actually take this, plug them together, and you can hold like one like so. You can put one in each hand, and again the chains do latch in to the handles. So he can really do some damage with these things. Now, the way I like to pose him is I'll put these things back up on here. Just like so. Then I will take the chain, attach it to each one of these. Put the chain off to the back, and then plug these back into the leg ports where they were, and then I give him his gun. And hands down, this guy is just intimidating as shit. This guy is just awesome. I love the way it looks with the claws on the top, the antenna up here, the chain hanging off the back. He looks mean, and he definitely looks like he can tear some shit up. I think I mean, yeah, I would have preferred if he had the more G1 accurate antenna. But the way this looks is just, it's so impressive that, you know, this to me is a successful update of a G1 character. The other two are close, but I mean, Shrapnel falls short. Bombshell here, though, he just, wow, especially with the repro labels on it now. He is hands down my favorite of the set. He gets a 10 out of 10. Easy 10 out of 10. He gets a 10 out of 10. I love this guy too. They're both awesome figures. Just they're great looking molds. It works well for him, and more of a simplified, and it works really well for him because he really just, I mean, he screams that he is Bombshell, and not only that, but he's just the more menacing looking Bombshell version. So let's get the rest of the Insecticons out so we can have a group shot here. Shrapnel, Kickback, and then we'll get so there is the full Insecticon army. They're amazing. They're amazing. Yes, he is my least favorite of all six. He's my least favorite, but he looks like he fits with this set, so I can't say, oh, well, get these two and then find something else for him. If you're gonna get any of these guys, you gotta get the full set. And it looks so impressive and great together. It makes me forget that this guy is not very G1 accurate. These guys are absolutely one of the greatest sets ever, and still being available at $159. I know that originally they were like $150, so they've gone up $10 over the last couple years. Oh no, $10. Seriously, get this set. You will not be disappointed in this set. And if you are, you can just give me your Barrage, and everyone's happy. But yeah, as far as these guys go, just wow, they look great. I really dig them. They're impressive. They're not as big as Deluxe, but they're bulkier than the standard Deluxe. So I would easily classify them as Deluxe scale. And for third party at about $50 a pop, I think that's about worth it. Again, here they are next to Wind Charger, just because Wind Charger's there. But if nothing else, start with him and and then go from there. You will not be disappointed in him. He is like he's in my list of favorite third-party figures. I know I haven't showed that off lately just because I've been doing top 10 videos of last year, or top 10 figures that came out last year, but he's definitely in my top 10 favorite third-party figures. He's just amazing. His bug mode looks good. His robot mode looks good. Overall, both these guys are really great. The whole set's awesome. But anyway, so yeah, again, if you guys want to see me redo a review of anybody, let me know. I have been selling figures. I actually sold Orion this morning. Somebody offered me $95 for a $100 figure. So I'm not gonna. I wasn't gonna say no because he didn't have his instructions and all that. So sold Orion this morning. I'm gonna be selling Lugna, the Make Toys Chaos Paladin, the Fallen figure, and my Bludgeoned with the head robots. All in hopes to be able to buy a Hercules figure. Because I figure, okay, yeah, I'm going to waste all my money on a Hercules figure when I already have Giant, but I have had the request to redo the Giant, and so if I can get these guys, get a good amount of money for these guys real quick, then I can do when I do my re-review for Giant, I can put Hercules in there and do a comparison video. And I've said that before. I think that's going to be great, a lot of fun, if I can do it. And then, whichever one I like the least in the end, I'll just resell it on eBay. I mean, Giant goes for about $400. Hercules goes for about average used retail price on eBay is about $450. So either way, I'll get like about $400 out of it. And then with that, I'm going to be getting the iGear Ratchet, and then hopefully get Inferno and Grapple. And if I have anything left over, we'll go from there. And if I really dig these Hercules figures, I might start getting into the aerial bots too. See if I like those. But yeah, or maybe the iGear Sharkticons. I've got the Unique Toys Sharkies on the way, but I always felt that you can never have too many Sharkticons. So as soon as the boost kit set comes in. And while I've been talking with you guys, I've been transforming Galvatron finally back into robot mode like he should be. So we'll put Galvatron in the mix of Insecticons here real quick. If you guys are still watching. There you go. So that's what Galvatron looks like leading a host of Insecticons. In case you were ever wondering. So, again, great sets. I do highly recommend them. He's got the low score of the whole set, and that's an 8. That's not bad. So, yeah, definitely recommend them. So, I guess that's all there is to say.